what would you say to somebody who is on the fence of working with lead hackers, on the fence about doing their own self lead generation?
But yeah, for the most part, to answer your question, it's the tools that are in the CRM. It's fantastic, and the funnels. And I was real unfamiliar with a lot of this, a lot of the even the terms. It's very nice. I mean, it's all everything's kind of ready to go for you as far as the responses when the textings go out.
Hey guys, I am here with Fred McKinney. I wanted to hop on a call with him because we were having a conversation the other day and he was telling me about how well he's doing with lead hackers. And so I said, Fred, we got to get on a testimonial. And here we are. Fred, welcome, man. Thank you for sharing your experience with the rest of the community. I'm sure they're going to love this video.
Welcome, Alex. I appreciate the opportunity and thank you for having me as a guest. I'm honored.
Absolutely, man. So how long have you been with lead hackers?
I've been with Lead Hacker since March of 24, so about a little over 10 months.
Nice. And just to point out to the people who are watching this video, the average lifespan of a lead generation company is 3 months, right? And so Fred's been with us 10 months. We have people who have been with us 2 years, people who have been with us a year and a half. When I had my lead gen agency, we never had people who stayed with us that long. It's just unheard of. And so, what attracted you to sign up for lead hackers, right? I know we do the webinars. Is that how you signed up?
Yes, correct. That's how I signed up. That's what attracted me was the webinar.
Okay, and so you just wanted to learn how to generate your own leads, I assume, because that's what we're advertising for, right? On these webinars,
Correct.
we're going to teach you how to do it, and then we show you the software and how we make it super, super easy, so you can just kind of focus on the strategy. And so, what was that experience like as far as the learning curve goes? Learning how to
It was
generate your
actually
own leads.
very smooth. The transition was smooth. I've been in the industry for 29 years now, so this product was very attractive to me because it stood out amongst the others. Like I said, I've worked with other lead gen companies in the past. The majority of my business, so however, is a lot of referrals and past clients and whatnot. But this has been just a nice little spark for the business and whatnot. And of course, I got referrals from the closings that I've had with lead hackers. So
Nice. So, how many closings would you say you've had?
I've had 12 and I've got two more coming up next week. So,
Awesome. Awesome. How many applications would you say?
oh, I would say probably five times as much as that.
The top five. Okay,
Um,
so you're closing 1 for 5 on the applications. That's not bad. I always tell people, and Fred, maybe you could give people advice on this. When I talk to people, in a lot of cases, I'll find people that are stuck where they're like, man, I get to the application and I leave it to them to fill out and then they don't fill it out. And I'm like, you gotta walk them through filling out the application on the phone, right?
correct.
Like I used to have this problem with my agency when I swear, when I first started my agency, I had like 12 moral victories. And what I mean by that is I got them to say, yes, yes, I'm in, I'm going to sign up. Okay, here's the contract, take that, sign it. And then they would never sign it. And then I had a meeting with one of my mentors and she was like, dude, you got to ask for the card on the call. You got to walk them through the contract. And so it's no different with this. Like you have to get them to fill out the application on the call because most people are not going to do it on their own. They have all these different things going on and they get distracted. Some people have kids. And then before you know it, it's just out of sight, out of mind, right?
That is a very true statement, Alex. If I do send an application via email or whatnot, and I follow up with them to confirm that they did receive it. A lot of times, like, oh, I didn't receive it, and then you have to resend it as it went to spam or whatnot, and then but that's a good point. Trying to get them on the phone right then and there is probably the best way of doing it. And actually, I need to do that more myself. So
I'm telling you, I had this one guy, I think he was about 2 months in, and he's like, I haven't closed anything. He's like kind of complaining. And I'm like, well, how many applications have you had? So he was spending a lot of money in ad spend. He's like 26. I'm like, and you haven't closed one of them. Like, what are you doing? And it turns out he was doing exactly that. He would send, yeah, 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 we'll send you the application. And then they just didn't fill it out. It's like,
correct. Yeah.
dude, I'm like, you need to walk these people through the application. As soon as he did that, he started closing like crazy. And it's crazy how just like that little switch will make a huge impact in your business. And it's probably the smallest amount of effort that gets you the most amount of leverage, in my opinion. That will result in many, many more closes.
I agree.
Right. And so you've been with us 10 months, you have 12 closes. what would you say to somebody who is on the fence of working with lead hackers, on the fence about doing their own self lead generation? I kind of want you to talk about how is the experience? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Like, is this a part of your day-to-day operation that like you need now? Because the CRM has everything that you could possibly, hopefully we've thought of everything, right? The power dialer, the texting, the emailing, all of that good stuff. So, I mean, how on a scale of like 1 to 10, how critical is Lead Hacker's CRM as part of your business?
Oh, it is. It is crucial. And it's pretty seamless, Alex. I mean, if you're, pretty hands-on, I mean, which I mean, I try to be, involved and whatnot. And once you get it figured out and everything, it's very smooth. Um, there are a lot of moving parts to it. It can be overwhelming at first and when you first dive in, but if you get on the support calls, sales calls and whatnot, strategy calls, that is very helpful. And of course, watch the videos as well. But once you get going, after about, even for me, it was just a few days, and I was up and running and felt comfortable with the system. Of course, there are little small things here and there that you got to learn, but that's just with anything. But after that, I mean, it's been pretty much, I mean, it runs itself.
Yeah.
Um, of course, I put a lot of, but 95% of it is myself. But as far as the back end stuff, it's awesome. The texting, the follow up, and all that. Of course, you've got it. You can't just turn it on and just walk away. You've got to be involved, and that's you're not going to close any deals unless you're calling the leads, religiously, on a
Right.
consistent basis. But yeah, for the most part, to answer your question, it's the tools that are in the CRM. It's fantastic, and the funnels, and I was real unfamiliar with a lot of this, a lot of the even the terms. So it's very nice. I mean, it's all everything's kind of ready to go for you as far as the responses when the textings go out, emails go out. It's all set up for you once you get everything set up in the system, which is very easy. But it can be overwhelming looking over, but it's not. So don't get frustrated
Yeah.
or look at it. Yeah. So it's pretty nice. It's very nice. It's probably the nicest one I've seen in the industry.
I've heard that from a few people. It's the most robust CRM that they've come across. And then, I think the key is with most of these CRM companies, they're just like, here, figure it out. Here's some videos. We do videos. We
Right.
have a whole library. We have a knowledge library, extensive videos, but we have 68 live Zoom coaching calls a month where you could just
Right.
dive in and get the help that you need. No other software
They're
CRM
great.
company is doing that right now at all, right? And so the fact that we just have like pretty much open office hours so you could come in and get help with specific things that you need, I think is what keeps the lifetime value of the customer. That's why we get people like Fred McKinney, who's been with us 10 months, people who have been with us 2 years, because you don't typically see support like that in whether it's a lead gen company, whether it's a CRM company. They're not doing that many calls. Like I think on Monday alone, we have 5 calls. Like that's insane, right? And so
Correct. Yeah.
and they're optional, right? You don't have to come, but
Sure.
it's nice to be able to get that help when you need it. We actually just switched up our cadences. We used to do outgoing calls at the milestone. So at 25 leads, at 50 leads, at 100 leads. And now we switched it. We call once a week now, outbound to you, just to be like, hey, is there anything you need help with? Like, and we'll send you the help videos or we'll hop on a one-on-one. And so, we're trying to just get extremely robust support. And we're just trying to get better at that every day. And
That's
so,
fantastic.
what would you say to somebody who's on the fence about using lead hackers?
Give it a shot. I mean, you really have nothing to lose. I mean, the initial outlay and time is really not that much. I mean, there's not a whole lot of other avenues out there that's this sufficient, in my opinion. That's this cost effective. And I mean, just give it a shot. That's why there's a trial period. And if after the trial period, give it a month or two, but you've got to give it time. It's not one of those things where you get tried,
Right.
for 30 days and you expect you're going to close several loans. I mean, I've been doing it for 10 months and I'll be at 14. So, I mean, I think it's about a 1.5% conversion rate, but I mean, that takes a lot of work, but I mean, this is a supplement to the addition to my other, so it's just
And
not yeah.
and you're just on the base package, right, Fred?
No, no, sir.
You're on the plus.
Yeah, I'm on the
You've
plus.
upgraded to the
Yeah,
plus,
I
right?
upgraded in November. Yep, and
And
it's been
so and
the
so
lead quality has been a little better since then. Yes, that's correct.
right. And also like if you upgrade to Google Ads, that whole volume problem is going to be completely eliminated. You're going to go from generating 120 leads with $1,000 to 60, 30 maybe leads, but those leads are cream of the crop and you're having conversations that matter. And so it all matters
Sure.
on the plans that you're on. And so what we're trying to do is like everybody starts on the base plan, and it's for people who don't want to take a lot of risks, don't want to spend a lot of money. And so you get what you pay for. It's like, hey, you want leads, we'll give you tons of leads, right? And you should be closing 1 to 3% on those leads, but you can always upgrade and get higher lead quality or better ways
Sure.
to manage your leads with an AI chatbot. And so, and still, even if you upgrade to all of these things, like for example, our high ticket thing, which is Google Premier, that's still cheaper than 99.999% of lead generation companies. And so when people talk about the success, how are people finding success? It's because it's so inexpensive, right? It's easy to get an ROI when if you close one loan, it pays for the software for the whole year, right?
Right.
And so that's the idea. We have a saying, create a $100,000 product, sell it for $100. And so that's how you win. That's why, we have all of these raving fans. I remember one time this guy, this guy have you ever seen the Facebook group when somebody has said something negative?
No, I have not.
This guy, he just signed up for Lead Hackers, and we do onboardings. He didn't know that, and so he's trying to figure out himself, and he couldn't because you need to get onboarded by our team. And so he writes a comment on the Facebook page like, "This sucks," blah blah, blah. And like, oh my God, worst thing he could have done. Like 20 people jumped down his throat, saying horrible things to him, like insulting him, like you're an idiot. You're like just it was like I was like, oh my God, that's how you know we're doing something right when we have people just jumping to our defense like that. And so
Right.
I thought that was hilarious. But
That
yeah,
is.
yeah. And so listen, it's great to have conversations with customers who are doing well. Fred, you've been with us a long time, so anything you need, you let me know. But I
My
really
pleasure,
appreciate you
Alex. Thank you
hopping
for
on
having me.
this call and sharing your story for other lead hackers. It's going to inspire them and inspire new people and kind of give them that, you know,
Right. Sure.
when that comes with when you try new things. And so, Fred, really appreciate it. And let's get you to 20 loans and 30 loans and 40 loans.
That's my goal, Alex. I appreciate you. Thanks for
Awesome,
your
man.
time.
Talk soon.
All right. Talk soon. Take care. Have a great weekend.
You too.